Time dilator. Singularity locked in target screen.
At the early
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Universe age 0 seconds.
Welcome, time travelers. You are about to witness the birth of the universe. All space, time, energy, and matter in a tiny, dense, immensely hot point. The point is not in anything, it is everything. This is the Big Bang.
Universe age 3 minutes.
The universe has expanded rapidly and is incredibly hot and dense. The first matter is beginning to form.
Universe age 380,000 years.
Hydrogen nuclei are combining with electrons. The first complete atoms are formed, and light is starting to travel freely throughout the universe.
Universe age 200 million years. Switching screen to 21 centimeter wavelength.
The universe continues to expand and cool. In the blackness of space, gravity is forcing the hydrogen to collect and concentrate into massive swirling clouds, the first galaxies. Inside these young galaxies, something is happening that will light up the universe.
Universe age 1 billion years.
Pockets of hydrogen gas are collecting together. As their mass increases, they attract more and more hydrogen to form supermassive clouds of hydrogen gas. At a critical tipping point, the pressure caused by gravity forces the hydrogen nuclei at the core to fuse with their neighbors. The energy released creates a chain reaction through the cloud, and a star is born. Across the universe, in billions of galaxies, trillions of stars are igniting. These stars eventually reach a balance between the force of the nuclear reactions in the core pushing outwards and the force of gravity holding the star together. As the stars burn their hydrogen in a process called fusion, they create new elements like helium and oxygen. The largest of these early stars have very short lifespans, burning through their hydrogen in just a few million years. When the hydrogen runs out, the internal pressure drops and gravity takes over, collapsing the core. The collapsing material then rebounds in a giant explosion known as a supernova.
Gamma radiation warning. Closing shields. Unsafe levels for humans. Moving ship to safe distance. Universe age 3 billion years.
A supernova releases as much energy as your sun will produce in its entire lifetime. All the heavier elements in the universe, like iron, copper, and gold, are forged in these catastrophic events. Each explosion enriches a galaxy with a soup of new elements. Over time, they form clouds called nebulae. In a spiral arm of one galaxy called the Milky Way, something is growing deep inside a nebula.
New timeline. Solar system. Universe age 9.2 billion years.
A disk of gas and dust has formed. At the center, a dense cloud of hydrogen is about to ignite into a star you will one day call the Sun. In a rotating disk that surrounds the newborn Sun, material is starting to clump together to form blocks of rock and ice. Close into the young Sun, rocky materials are plentiful. Here, the planets Mercury, Venus, Mars, and your own Earth are forming.
Universe age 9.3 billion years. Earth age 0 years. New timeline.
Mountain-sized blocks of rock and ice continue to rain down on Earth for millions of years. They carry the water that will eventually form the Earth's oceans.
Prepare for descent to planet surface. Closing shields. Braking sequence initiated. Time jump path locked and correct. Altitude 10,000. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Landing confirmed. Earth age 2 billion years.
As the Earth cools, moisture in its atmosphere condenses, and it begins to rain. Every water molecule contains 2 hydrogen atoms, each formed when the universe was young. There is also 1 oxygen atom, forged in the heart of a star. Water is the molecule on which all life on Earth depends. The Earth is now cool enough for you to leave the ship. Enjoy exploring this dynamic planet, time travelers.
Millions of years have passed. The Earth is a planet of oceans and continents, though 180 million years ago, unrecognizable to us. Oxygen in the atmosphere has allowed complex forms of life to evolve. The surface is still changing, and the continents are slowly moving. Within the planet, a heat engine of nuclear decay causes the hot rock of the enclosing mantle to flow. It is that energy that moves the surface crust and the continents upon it. Like a giant jigsaw puzzle, that crust is split into numerous huge slabs or plates, each plate moving at about the speed our fingernails grow. Among these primeval land masses, the outlines of the continents of today cannot be recognized. But some lands we will know, such as Scotland, are, even at this time, adrift on the planet's surface, moving across different latitudes and through different climates, journeys that are being recorded in the rocks that are formed on the way. Mountain ranges are thrown up where 2 plates, each carrying a continent, collide. Where rift valleys open on land, oceans may eventually be created. Deep in mid-ocean, wherever 2 plates are being pulled apart, volcanic lava erupts from the Earth's mantle. Hot springs smoke, and lava solidifies into ridges of new crust along the edge of each plate. In the mid-Atlantic, where the European plate is pulling apart from the North American plate, the submarine ridge has risen above water and is forming the volcanic island of Iceland. This Icelandic eruption is just like those along a submerged ridge. In this fire fountain, the fluid lava is spraying from a fissure. Similar eruptions created the basalt rock of Staffa and other volcanic landscapes of western Scotland when the Atlantic Ocean began to form and widen. New crust is always forming beneath the oceans. To make room for it, older crust must somehow be destroyed. That happens where one plate overrides another. Melting takes place, and the volcanism is much more violent. The undersea plate in which you are riding is about 7 kilometers thick. It is much heavier than the light crust of the continent whose 8,000-kilometer coastline we are approaching. The oceanic crust is about to be pulled by its own weight into the searing heat of the Earth's mantle rock. The juddering plates trigger earthquakes. Pressure increases 15,000 times. Seawater in the crust at 1,000 degrees Celsius causes mantle rock to melt, rise, and explode at the surface. The eruptions form a chain of dangerously violent volcanoes along the coast. They emit vast quantities of ash, Clouds of superheated dust and gas at some 500 degrees race down mountain slopes, wiping it all before them. Volcanism is both destructive and creative. It is a driving force in the shaping and reshaping of this restless earth.
Have we survived?
As the continents drifted over the face of the planet, parts of the crust entered regions of cold climate. Land that had been born in fire became buried by persistent snows. The increasing weight of this layered blanket not only trapped air from the atmosphere of past times, but compressed the snow into ice. Vast glaciers formed. A million years ago, also, on layer of a ponderous, frozen, and slowly moving load. As the ice sheets thickened and spread, they also grew in weight and power. Flowing at the pace of the hour hand of a clock, a glacier reshaped the surface of the land beneath. A yawning crevasse exposes the structure of a glacier. The dark layers hold rock fragments, debris torn from the ground. Rocks that have become the teeth of the glacier, rasping at the land, fashioning its contours with immense power. A gigantic natural sanding machine, a glacier scours and carves deep valleys, leaving mountain ridges behind as signposts of its passing. As though hungry for rock, these great tongues of ice lick the valleys into shape, ripping rocks from the side walls and engulfing them in ice. Held at the glacier's edges, this huge mass of hidden debris is dragged along, grinding at the bedrock and further eroding the valley. Where two smaller glaciers merge, debris gathering along their edges forms a rocky ribbon in the middle of the new, bigger glacier. At the tip of a glacier, where its leading edge finally melts, huge ramparts of debris build up, heaps of eroded rocks liberated from the ice. Trapped behind such ridges, meltwater may form a lake. The retreat and advance of glaciers during successive ice ages has left a crumpled blanket of debris across many landscapes. When ice first relinquishes its grip, the ground revealed has been roughened by the glacier's work, leaving deep valleys bounded by rocky scree and cradling mountain lakes. Now running water carves the rock, a further powerful erosive force. Water can move mountains, weighing them down, sifting and sorting rock fragments by size. The fine grains ground down within the glacier melt out of the ice, turning glacial rivers milky as they start their journey to the sea. Shaped by glaciers which melted 10,000 years ago, the Scottish landscape has been softened by time, matured by the weathering of the rock and the growth of plants. But the arêtes and pinnacles of these majestic mountains are unmistakable creations of an age of ice. The valley bottoms are lined with clay and stones dumped by long-vanished glaciers. Now, that debris continues to be weathered and transported away to the sea as a natural cargo in streams and rivers. Landscapes are always changing. Ice, wind, and water are relentlessly at work. Polished highland rocks, scarred by a moving glacier, are dramatic evidence of such timeless forces. A river, heavily laden with sand, silt, and gravel, creates a new landscape of floodplains, marshes, and mudflats. At last, the material of mountains washes into the sea. Currents and tides shape and reshape the sediments into beaches, and waft the finer grains offshore into deeper waters where they settle and compress, turning slowly into rock, from which mountains may once more be built. It was here, in the oceans, that life began on Earth.
여기가 있어야 돼. 니들도 너.
Next thing after monkeys. The only thing is they're funny.
We are going to toilets in our wash system. As distillers, we don't use all this gear, we use the wash, that is why our wash distillers wash. We're not washing anything. And it's now. We're going to do a very similar thing to upstairs. We do 5 liters about here, and we're just going to crank the heat to start boiling away, further refining that alcohol. That vapor is going to travel up the neck glass still, down the line arm, and then into our condenser just here, taking it from about 10% alcohol to around 30% alcohol. Now, 30% is great, but not enough for us to bottle and start boiling this stuff agent, and it's at least 40%. What we're going to do, we're going to take this stuff called alcohol 1.
Whiskey distillery, starting from putting malt, then adding condensation to
You just keep some things that use the minerals and such.
Ti apri un bosco. Don't open it, it's real, right? Throw it back to me, sir. The count of 3. Take no. Now watch this. Guys, can you do me a big favour? There's a little small gap there. I'm really getting pretending about it. Can you come a bit closer to that space? I'm not going to pick on you. And guys, can you come forward on this bit here? I'm not going to pick on you. Just come a bit. That's great, guys. Just come down this way, guys. Come on this way. Thank you. Now watch this. Watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason I bring you in is because I don't want anything else extraneous seeing this other than you guys. Because you're going to see the finale.
Oh, yeah.
The finale. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the finale is pretty spectacular. Now, watch this. Here is the finale! Before I do the finale, though, let me share this with you. Can I please borrow from somebody? And I do mean borrow, I don't mean steal or tip, okay? Can I please borrow from somebody a £5 or a £10 bill? I will give it back to you. I will not run away with your money. I will not embarrass you to put your money in my hand. I'll give it straight back. I just need to borrow it from somebody. You got one. You got a name. What's your name, bro? Where you from, Nick? Colorado. Oh, wait, whereabouts in Colorado, mate? Denver. Almost heaven. You'll never believe it. What's your name, mate? Nathan, do you ski? Yes. Yeah, bloody right you do, mate. It's Denver. I've actually worked for Crystal Holidays in Breckenridge many years ago. But I used to be a ski rep. 4 seasons in Austria, 1 season in America. I didn't have a work visa though. That's okay. And get this, Nathan, get this. This is nothing to do with the show, it's just funny to share. As a ski rep, we had to take trips to Vale every Thursday. Oh, what a nuisance it was. We had to do the back poles, I'd have to do the powder in Denver, Aspen rather. We had to go heli skiing, we had to do balloon skiing. It was terrible. It's suffering, it really was. And then after doing that, for 20 years I've been doing this. So listen up, watch this, Nathan, watch this, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan's let me borrow something belonging to him. That shows a lot of trust, and I believe in trust. So can we have a round of applause and some market respect? If you want to videotape, this is so cool. If you want to videotape it, get your phone out now. If you want to videotape it, hold your, if you want to videotape it for TikTok or Tinder. Oh, that's right, thank you. Never mind, okay. Watch this, watch this. If you are filming for TikTok or Instagram, that's the aspect ratio, right? You know this. If you are filming for TikTok though, here's something extra. I don't raise it, right? Now watch. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this, then the finale. Nathan, watch. £5. £5. I'm doing this around, okay? It's around. I've done this trick for 20 years, in 20 countries, and in 2025, that's pretty cool. I've done it in America, Dubai, Oman, Malaysia, Egypt, I've lived in Nigeria, I've been to Paris, I've traveled the world 3 times, and every time I do this trick, everybody in my audience goes absolutely wild. I give these away every other week. Aren't you pissed off? You didn't let me borrow your money. Ladies and gentlemen, just let me ask you a question. I know the weather's rather inclement, but it's picked up today, just now. So you enjoying your time in Edinburgh? Yeah. Are you enjoying Edinburgh? Yeah. Just let me tell you where you are, share with you where you are. Down there you've got the castle, sorry, the palace. Up there you've got a castle, cathedrals and monuments all over. And right here is the middle of the street, it's called the Royal Mile. And I come down here every day to do a show when it's nice weather. And at the end of my show, as is my job, I put my hat out on the table. I ask you to give. If you can give, give. If you cannot give, give. Now you might be wondering how much my show is worth. A guy came up to me last night and said, "You're the best I've seen." He gave me a £50 note. Just I mentioned it.
but guys, moreover than not, watch this. Some people, of course it's a trick, some people can afford a 20, some can afford a 10, some can afford a 5. What you can afford as well is a round of applause for Nathan from Denver, Colorado, America, for letting me borrow his £5 note. Now watch this. Nathan, it's okay, I always give the money back, kids, because when you borrow...
அங்க 2 3 இருக்கு.
How are we? Are we all right? Yeah. Knackered, I feel ya. Now, has anyone seen a camera obscura show before? No expectations. So, the whole room itself is the camera obscura. It's a Victorian camera. It means dark room in Latin. Now, specifically, we were built in 1853. It was by a woman named Maria Theresa Short. How it physically works. This pole reaches 7 meters above our heads, where there are 3 glass lenses, like giant glasses. It goes 1, 2, 3. At the very top, there is a tiny mirror the size of this piece of paper. It is attached to the pole at a 40-degree angle, catching our famous Scottish sunlight, blasting it down, giving us a live image. Now, the sun is set, there's nothing else to see. I'll show you what it looks like outside. Nothing. So, I've got this handy projector. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the best day in Scotland, which is very rare. Now, I'm going to turn off the lights, but if at any point anyone does need to leave, my name is Robin, and help. It's not scary, I promise. 3, 2, 1. Now, we can see the castle. The first stop is the oldest standing building in the whole of Edinburgh. It's not actually the castle, it's on the inside. It's this tiny chapel. This is called St. Margaret's Chapel. It is over 900 years old, and it's ran by a secret guild of Margarets. So if anyone has the name Margaret, you can join the guild, get married in the castle for free. Now, it's £100 to change your name. Do not say it was a movement century, that's all I have. Now, moving along, we've got the Penland Hills in the distance. These are the hills that border Edinburgh. If you're a brave person, on the very end, there's a ski slope called Hill End. It's a dry ski slope. You can go any time of the year, rain or shine. The only time you can't go is when it snows. Snow breaks the ski slope, apparently. Now, the next stop is also a hill. It's an extinct volcano named Arthur's Seat, just around here. Has anyone climbed Arthur's Seat before? Some of us. Much braver than you, so well done, guys. Now, supposedly, when you're on the top of this hill, we cannot spy on you. It's quite a feat. It's not because the camera's not strong enough. Someone, intentionally, decided to build this in the way. It's a lovely church. It's probably my favourite piece of Gothic architecture. It's called the Hub or the Kirk. Now, this was originally Edinburgh's only Gaelic-speaking church. So the only Scottish one in Edinburgh, so that's why they built it super tall. You can dig for miles around, know exactly where to go. Nowadays, it's just offices for the fringe festivals, and you can't go inside anymore, which is a shame. But at the bottom, they do offer very expensive fish and chips, which is just as good, I'm sure. Now, we've got the Royal Mile just here. Now, if I'm quick enough, take a little bridge, watch them go over. Whee! Perfect. Now, 2 things with the Royal Mile. In spite of its name, it's not actually a mile, it's a mile and an eighth. It's something called an Old Scots measurement, a measurement no one uses anymore. And the royal title, very simply, comes from the palaces on each end. You've got the castle at the top, Holyrood Palace at the bottom. Now, we'll let the last of these guys go over, and then we'll move along. He's parking on it, so it's very rude. I'm going to steal that. Now, the next stop is Edinburgh's New Town, which is the other side of Edinburgh, which is just over here. Now, I've got 2 very unique buildings for you guys, just here. Now, these 2, don't say anything yet. 1, 2. This one is the Balmoral Hotel. It is the most expensive hotel in the entirety of Edinburgh. The clock on the front always runs 5 minutes fast every day, except on New Year's. And it's meant to be a nice gesture to the train station, just down here, so no one's late for their train. Lovely idea. Trains are late anyway, so it doesn't matter, but it's the thought that counts. Now, some of us will have seen this. If you don't know what it is, it's a shopping centre. It's called the St. James.
It's really